Hey, today I'd like to talk about how to give a good feedback. I've met many people in charge of giving feedback, and I realized that the whole idea of feedback is often misunderstood. People think that saying things like, well, you did a good job, or you are great, or well, it was not your best performance. People understand that this is feedback. It is not. The misunderstanding starts with the aim of feedback. Feedback is not intended to provide motivation or reassurance, like when you pat a person or you say, well, great, or did a good job. No. Feedback is intended to help one person to improve performance. Improve performance in a very specific kind of activity, of competence. So when I talk about giving good feedback, I don't mean giving positive feedback. I mean giving a feedback that is useful, that help one person to improve, to become better in a specific kind of skill or competence. So to give a good feedback, the first thing to understand is that the feedback needs to be specific. For example, during your presentation, and in particular when you presented the example of the broken car, I felt tired, bored. For me, it was a bit too much detailed, and so I got lost. So let's examine this kind of feedback. I'm not talking about, in general, the presentation, but I'm talking about a specific moment, the moment where the example was presented. And here we come to the second part of the feedback, where I talk about my own personal feeling. I felt tired, I got bored, because there was too much detail. It is very important to understand that this part is very personal. Me personally, I was bored by all those details. Maybe another person would appreciate these details. So to the person that is receiving the feedback, I'm giving additional information. I'm saying that this example was very detailed. And for me, that was boring, but maybe for another person it was not. It will be to the responsibility of the one that received the feedback to decide what to do with this kind of information. So what's important is that me, the one that's receiving the feedback, I'm getting more information. And with this information, I can decide what to do, in which way I can improve my performance, in which way I can make a better presentation next time. So, to summarize, feedback, a good feedback, I mean a feedback that is useful, that helps the person that receives it to improve the performance. A good feedback is made of two components. First one is an observation about a behavior, an output, an action, something that is very specific. In my example, it was the specific part of the presentation where there was an example. And the second part of the feedback is giving my own personal, I underline personal, my own personal feeling about that particular part of the behavior, that particular output, that particular action. receiving feedback is a way of getting more information that coming from outside, information that otherwise I would miss. And with this information, if I study this information together, maybe I get a feedback for different people, that would be more useful. All those information can help me improve my performance in the future. By the way, you see that it's snowy, and that's the main reason I'm recording this video. So in reality, I was looking for something to say just to record the video in this, for me personal, wonderful landscape. So that's all. Thank you for being with me today. See you next video. Ciao.